Let's take a moment to talk about the real villain of Dead by Daylight. Now, before we get into it, let me introduce myself. My name is The Crow Show. I've been a Dead by Daylight content creator for 4 years now. I'm dipping my toes into YouTube, and if you like what you see, please remember to like and subscribe, as I'll be focusing more on YouTube in 2024. Now, back to the video. Let's watch a clip together of a Dead by Daylight content creator called Spook and Jukes.
All right, here's my impression of a post I see at least once a day on DBD Twitter. One person will be like, "Guys, I went against the Blight with Shadowborn, and we got the 4-man out. What a fucking loser!" And then there'll be like 10 other people or more that just comment, and they're like, "What a loser! A Blight with Shadowborn, and he couldn't win! What a what a." And then you have one person that'll be like, "Hey, like, you guys got the win, right? I mean, what's the big deal? Who cares? He wanted to play Blight." And then everybody replies, they're like, "Hey! You don't understand! It was a Blight with Shadowborn! This game is my life!"
Now, I realize the title of the video is The Real Villain of Dead by Daylight, and some of you, maybe all of you, click this video expecting a takedown video of Spook and Jukes. And I hate to disappoint you. The real villain of Dead by Daylight is the Dead by Daylight community itself. Spook and Jukes has built a career on calling out nasty behavior of others in this community. He holds people accountable and comes to the defense of content creators that have received unnecessary insults as a result of them playing a video game. Personal insults going into the loss of a recent loved one, viewer shaming, all the usual things that people do when they're Twitch streamers playing Dead by Daylight. Let's take a look at some of the responses to this satirical video he posted on Twitter. First one reads, "If I grew up and saw my father behaving like this, I would be incredibly embarrassed and disappointed. You end up being more annoying than the thing you are originally mocking." Now the thing is, Spook and Jukes is a family man, and through his YouTube channel and Twitch, he provides for his family. He also brings in more people through posts just like this on Twitter. And it's not for anyone in the DBD community to comment on how his children may respond. For all we know, the children may give him a high five and agree with him. You know what? They would be right. That's the funny part about this video. I also see this every week on Twitter. Heck, I've done this on Twitter while I'll post a screenshot of a Blight running all the powerful meta perks. Corrupt Intervention, Pain Res, Pop Goes the Weasel, and Shadowborn. You'll have Alchemist Ring and a speed add-on, and my tweet will read something like, "Check out this loser who's running all these perks, but we managed to escape." What's the point of that? I escaped. Why should I take a screenshot and then take it outside of the game to get upset? What does that accomplish at the end of the day? And that's what Spook and Jukes is talking about here. We see this daily on Dead by Daylight Twitter. And there lies the problem. The Dead by Daylight community may be the only gaming community that gets upset when they quote-unquote win. Make it make sense. If you escaped with all your friends, why are you mad that you escaped? Maybe the Blight had a bad round. Happens to the best of us. I've seen top Twitch streamers like Otstarva or Umbra have bad rounds. Doesn't happen very often, but it does. Imagine someone with 1,000 hours or less. They probably have even more bad rounds, which is okay. Let's check out another community response to Spook's tweet. "Shouldn't you be raising your kid instead of impersonating an online community?" Again, it's not for this random person to comment on how he raises his children. As long as they have a roof over their head, food on the table, and some V-Bucks in their account, what's the problem? Here's response number 3. "You are a grown-ass man. Act like it." Again, his video was quite funny and hit the nail on the head. What does it matter if he's above the legal age limit to buy alcohol? It seems to me like the DBD community loves to take any opportunity to lord over others and feel like they have superior moral fiber. The guy was just making a silly joke about the community that happened to be super accurate. Maybe that's why they're so upset. People don't like having a mirror held up to their faces. Which leads me to the next response. You realize getting mad at this kind of proves that he was right. Bingo! That's exactly what I say. Do you want to know what Spook and Juke said in response? You know what's embarrassing? Dragging kids' parenthood into a satire post about a video game. You online weirdos always find a way to make this shit personal. It's so strange. I hope things get better for you in 2024. I couldn't have said it better myself. If you don't like someone's content, move on. Instead, the outrage kind of fueled this tweet, and as of this recording, it has 196,000 views on Twitter. And if you're curious how Spook and Jukes approaches this content, he does get anxious when putting out videos calling out others on their rude behavior, and more often than not, he's defending somebody who was attacked by another person in this toxic community. Check out this clip from my podcast, Red Rank Podcast. By the way, little plug, you can find it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Some of them are on YouTube as well. How does it feel to put yourself out there and then deal with the backlash of that person's community and people saying you shouldn't be doing this? Like, is that a struggle at all, or?
It is, yeah. A lot of people don't know it, but I get a ton of anxiety anytime I post any video like that, or like while I'm making it, while I'm editing it, especially like the moments coming up to posting it. I get a lot of anxiety because, like, even if the person did say some really awful stuff, I still think about, God, I still don't really want people going and harassing them. I don't want people like shitting on them. And then I also, like you said, think about the backlash from them and their community. But at the end of the day, like when I make these videos, it's always in defense of somebody who was on the receiving end of harassment or something. Yeah. So I always remind myself, like, okay, number one, I'm defending this person. I'm standing up for this person. I'm using my platform for that. And that will in turn give them, a lot of hopefully love and support. And then on the flip side, it also just sort of shows a situation like that from an outside perspective where, like you said, as someone who maybe acts a certain way and you don't realize the effect it might have on somebody. Because I get those comments all the time where they're like, yeah, I used to be an asshat in this game. And then, I watched a few of your videos and I was like, wow, you know what? Maybe I'm actually being a dick. Mm-hmm. And, so that's the other kind of reason behind it, is if somebody can watch a video and be like, oh, wow, I don't want somebody to have a mental breakdown because I made fun of, a family member who passed away or something, all because I died in a video game. Yeah. People might just self-reflect a little bit. But yeah, in terms of this, it does stress me out. Yeah. I do think about it. And so as far as dealing with the backlash, I guess I just sort of roll with it. I'm definitely one of those people that has a sort of split, you either love me or you hate me, I guess.
I hope the DBD community does some maturing in 2024, because they have been the actual villain of DBD this entire time. Stop trying to tear others down. Maybe try build something of your own. Spread some goodness into the world. I'll be doing that here. I encourage you to do the same. Take care. Hope to see you in the next one.